I am keeping a virtual diary of just the different transitions in my life. It's about 7:40 right now in the morning. I'm actually going to an appointment that I have, but I recently just put in my resignation from a job that I've been working for the past 9 years. And I never thought that I would actually be to this place. I think I'm actually still in shock about what is actually taking place. But God is really calling me to a very bold season, and a lot of decisions that I have to make have to be made quickly. And when I'm thinking about, like, oh, this is going to be the year of God suddenly doing things, and suddenly blessings will happen and lifestyles will change, my life is just going to be completely different. I forgot the part where I contribute to that. I'm thinking, dang, wait now. I know I prayed for sudden things to happen, but dang, that means I have to have a sudden response to what God is doing in my life. And that part is kind of scary. I'm just keeping a mental note just of like my emotions and just how I feel. I was boohoo crying. January, I did not work out. I did not eat well. I just was studying my word and just trying to center myself because I just was having a hard time processing that the Lord is calling me to move on. But anyway, I will say though that there's a saying that when you're doing what it is the Lord has called you to do, there's peace about the decision. And when I turned in my letter, my boss thanked me in the way that I presented it to her, and then also she was just pouring into me about how the next season of my life is just going to be amazing, and where I'm going, God is going to take care of me because he's always taking care of her. And it's just a beautiful thing. I just got like teary eyed because I'm like, wow, to even get to this point as a place of faith took me a really long time, but when the decision is made, there's peace with it. Like, there was no confusion, there was no bad feelings. It was the smoothest conversation I've had with upper management, and I'm just in shock that what's happening is happening. And the crazy thing is, the Lord gave me a deadline that I needed to be out of this location by, and I got it done more quickly than I imagined. But I have peace about it. It's just that going into the next season, I have no idea how to maneuver what is next. I do have mentors and things like that. They're kind of guiding me on certain strategies, but also it's just, I still don't know what I'm
Biggest supporter. I am.
doing. Right.
I don't know that I hate it if you never felt that, but I really have been your biggest fan.
I know.
I mean, I see so much potential in you. I mean, just tell me why.
I just think that it's time. Like, I'm ready for something a little bit different, and I'm ready to kind of get more of the things that I really love to do off the ground. It's just that while I'm here, I'm not able to actually do both. So for the past 9 years, I have been working with this home builder in Charleston, and this place has literally been most of my 20s. This has been my career for almost 10 years. I actually want to share my story and kind of like how I ended up in this new construction world and how I actually ended up staying for 9 years. I've been studying a lot about faith, and crazy enough, how I actually got this job was off of faith. So this was about year 2015. I had just recently left the job where I used to work at Verizon in the call center. Back then, 2015, they were paying us like almost $20 an hour. It was a lot of money, but it was just a lot of mental stress that I just could not deal with being in a customer service center. So I wanted to get in my career of real estate. So my dream is always to be an architect. Like, I am just a nerd when it comes to real estate, reading floor plans, just anything in that industry. It's just, I just eat it up. And I'm probably like 22. I quit my job at Verizon. I have no knowledge on what's going on. And I printed off like 100 of my resumes from Staples. And I decided to go around and hand out resumes at different businesses that I believe that I would be a good candidate for. So I have a picture, and actually, what I'm gonna do is I really want to insert the picture in this video because I had on dressed professionally dressed now in heels in Charleston, walking around, resumes in my hand, and going different businesses interviewing. Well, I got to this office. Their office was actually located off of Rivers Avenue. And I walked in and I was like, "Hi, I know you guys are a local home builder, but I'm here for an interview." And they were like, "Well, we're not really interviewing right now." I was like, "Well, I wanted to speak to your manager who would be in the area of hiring. I actually want to see if I can have an on site interview." So what happened was the guy, his name was Gil Edwards. I will not forget him, but he actually took my resume. They went to take me into the conference room. We did like a whole interview, like just a very simple interview. But he had to let me know, like, hey, you have to apply online officially so that we can rule you as an employee. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I got the, just like not even really understanding what I'm getting into. And I really want to what happened after this, which is crazy. So I got sent a job application for a company called Robert Half. Robert Half is a company that hires temp agents for different businesses. So I'm like, how am I? At the time, the builder name is Dan Ryan Builders. So at the time, I'm like, how am I getting an interview for a Robert Half? This is a temp agency. Like, no, I want to be an employee. Well, anyway, they told me that because I was an on-site interview, they have no idea who I am. They don't even know how I found them. They have to do their temporary hiring first to do it as like a trial couple of 3 months to see if they really want to keep me on, and then they'll be able to implement me in a place in a role that I can actually like operate in. So sure enough, I put the application in. I did the interview with Robert Half, and I actually ended up getting the job. But the job that I actually applied for was a real estate marketing coordinator at the time. Now, this is back in 2015. And mind you, I do have a degree in marketing and also a degree in business management. So marketing for me is like piece of cake. So when I get there, I'm thinking that I'm doing marketing. They put me in the front desk receptionist role. Now, can you imagine when I got there? Not me thinking I was going to be a marketing coordinator, and I am a front desk receptionist. This is going to be part one to my story.